Welcome. Wait, no, hang on. Hi, it's Meta Files, the podcast that talks to you. I'm Zach, and that's Jay.
Wow.
Flawless.
Wow. We're not supposed to do that like the whole episode, right?
Not for every sentence.
Okay. I probably can. I can probably do one.
I mean, you're going to do at least one. And what that was, for those of you who are, uncultured, for now, that was, of course, a haiku. 5 syllables, 7 syllables, 5 syllables. Hi, it's Meta Files, the podcast that talks to you. I'm Zach, and that's Jay. And wow.
Hi. Haiku.
Oh, haiku. She's also an underwhelming candy. That's not what we're here for. We're talking to haikus this whole episode, and
candy so underwhelming to me. Her, she's is so much better. Please.
And
yeah.
You said you don't know if you even could do it, and then you did do it.
Well, it's certainly different, to count out 17 syllables on your fingers and write an actual haiku, right?
It's the exact same.
No,
we'll get to it in segment 2 when we go into the history of the haiku, but all of the masters of it count it on their fingers and make it up as they go.
All the masters?
Mm-hmm. All the great masters of the form are going. And then there was leaves. It was near a pond, I think. I jumped in, splish, splash, and then...
The more important part is it makes for spectacular podcasting.
Absolutely, as we're going to learn all hour-ish long. Of course, this is segment 1. This is the we, haikus and us. And I think I learned that the haiku existed, as most people of our general generation did.
On cereal boxes.
Well, from the movie Wayne's World, when Wayne at one point tells Garth that something he had just said was a haiku. And I know that was probably very important for you because, as we established recently, you, of course, wanted to fuck Wayne when you were growing up. You always wanted to fuck Wayne from Wayne's World.
Have you ever written a haiku?
I just did the one about Splish Splash in the pond. That was an original. I made it seem like it was one of the great masters writing it, but I was...
Yeah, that was a real left turn there. I thought it was one of the great masters.
You thought that, but nope. It was me the whole damn time. You are a fool now. Just did another one.
I really don't have much to say about haikus and me, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, other than the fact that you really wanted to have sex with Mike Myers' character Wayne from Wayne's World, I don't really know what there is to say.
It was, it was just like the whole hair thing, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, and how rock and roll he was, I'm sure.
Yeah, when somebody's really, really, really rock and roll.
Yeah.
I just want to fuck them.
And there's really no greater rock star than Wayne from Wayne's World. Who's better than that in terms of rock and roll music?
Yeah.
He's my favorite musician.
I don't want the viewers of the podcast that I do to even know what Wayne's World is.
Oh.
You know, because otherwise, if our viewers know what Wayne's World is, we're completely irrelevant.
Because they're going to stop watching this and just go start watching and masturbating to Wayne's World?
No, I'm saying that's what they take a break from to watch this, and that's what I don't want.
You want to be an oasis from the constant gooning for Wayne. Last name.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we will discuss it no further.
Cool. All right.
Have I ever tried to write a haiku? I think I tried just to see like what's this like.
Yeah.
But they weren't worth saving.
Uh-huh.
I wrote some poetry in general. Mm-hmm. That pretty much same deal.
What? Sorry, I was just like way boring. I have written plenty of poetry.
This is our prop, by the way. It's a mug that says Pizza Hut on it. You've written.
Wait, really?
Yes.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
Is it really? It's like from Pizza Hut?
Yeah.
I want this really bad.
Oh, you can't have it. I used to drink coffee out of that when I was in high school.
Oh man, I want that.
No, that's.
I'll get it. Don't worry.
That stays.
It's mine.
That stays.
No, I got it. It's already gone.
I'll just hold it.
Well, it's nice and sticky on the bottom, so it's kind of hard to pick up. So it has that going.
So I'm trying to really get it stuck on there good.
Yeah, no, I've written plenty of poetry. Maybe like about 3% of it somewhat good, quite good.
Hey.
But for some reason, writing it in a format belonging to a culture completely different from mine, which I have no connection to whatsoever, and no real
poetry
reason.
Culture.
Haiku, Japanese. We just keep getting sassier and sassier. I think talking about sass has unlocked
something.
Yeah.
Well, we did become agents of chaos on that episode, so there's that.
I guess so.
But
yeah,
no,
I don't know. It's just like adopting a different culture's norm, format, a model. That again, I have no connection to. Like, it just seems goofy and like contrived.
Conceited of you.
Contrived, I would say more so.
Okay. I would have accepted
really
either.
Like it. Yeah. All right.
Writing poetry is conceited.
No, not if you write it like good.
Well, yeah, if you write it like good.
By that I mean it's like genuine.
Yeah. No,
but of course, it's pretty hard to get to that point. You kind of have to start as a conceited person.
I like to write. I've written my whole life, but I always wanted it to be longer, not shorter.
Wait, your life?
Well, my life too. Yes. I want it to be longer.
You want the poems to be longer?
I want the things I want to write for longer.
I gotcha.
I want the thing I've written to be much longer than 3 lines.
Yeah.
But
in general.
I'm thinking right now, maybe I need to go the other way and try and write a poem that's just 1 word long. See how that feels.
Okay.
Shortest poem you can get. And to make it really short, my word will be if.
Ooh. Wow.
So that's my 1 word poem.
I think you just wrote the best poem. What would the title of it be? That's the hard part.
Untitled.
Ooh. Or what if the title's longer than the poem itself? That's like, whoa.
Oh, yeah, that's like
the title could be like the thing that I think about when I'm...
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, that'd be like one of those songs by that band I don't really like that much, but their titles are good.
I know them.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Well, the titles are good.
Yeah.
Should have stuck to that, probably. Do you want to try and write a short poem?
No,
Okay.
no,
Can't top mine.
no.
Yeah,
I can't.
that's all right, man.
Haikus nuts. There's not a lot there, to be totally honest.
No, there's not.
I mean, what is a normal person like? Haikus are just kind of like a novelty. Like, oh, I get it. I get the format. That's funny. Like, I can write one of those. That's cool and stuff. I wonder if it's different in Japan and people like take it like way more seriously.
Well, I mean, there is like an ideology behind the haiku. I could tell it to you right now if you want.
Well, it feels like that's a segment 2 topic.
I mean, it isn't in my notes, but it is something I read today.
What do you got? Let's see it.
You're supposed to write one when you're feeling just a moment.
Oh, and it's supposed to kind of like. I see.
It's like a
It's supposed to kind of compartmentalize what you're going through a little bit.
yeah.
I got you.
So given that, do you want to try and write one?
Urine waits for none. Podcasting appeals. Low. High of break for me. It means I gotta pee.
No, Jay, I'm not even kidding. That completely translated.
Good.
I'm no poetry expert, but I got it, man. I really got it. Okay, let me try and capture the current moment. Segment 1 is we. I think we're running out now of things that are that. That one was about how I felt like we were running out of stuff to talk about haikus and us.
Yeah, that's true.
It is true.
No problem. Welcome to Layup Plays.
Ooh. Okay. Pretty early, but
Well, I can sandbag a little bit. Welcome to Layup Plays. This is the part of the podcast you're watching, which of course you know is called the Metaphiles, but within this podcast, called the Metaphiles, exists a segment which belongs to me, the co-host, Jason Ford. And in this segment, I endeavor, oftentimes in dubious methods, to shaky results, odd implications, and forlorn eventualities, which we all know will not exist. Endeavor to.
this guy's pretty good.
Well, I gotta start over.
Oh, okay. As you do it, I'm going to tell you every time you finished a haiku. But you just talk normal.
Okay. Hey, welcome to Lay Plays. Is a part of the podcast where it's a segment for me.
Haiku.
No, that was
Keep going.
13 words.
Do you really know that?
No.
Okay.
You'll have to replay it and count the syllables.
I don't have to.
I'm interested in know.
Okay,
I just
all
wanna know
right,
if
I'll
was-
do
was-
it.
was 13.
All right, I'll do
What
it.
if I'm like a haiku genius?
Oh, yeah. A savant.
I came out of the womb and
Idiot implied.
I grew up and my first words weren't Papa or Mama. It was
Mama
haiku.
and Papa. I need a changing from you. Mama, Papa, please.
You're like, we should give him a changing. Was that a haiku? Yeah. So it's a segment where I come up with a podcast Has it been up this whole time, the visual?
I think so.
Okay. Sorry. The point is I come up with a podcast idea that's better, potentially, I think, than this podcast you're watching right now. Ideally, in a world where people watch the best podcasts available in appropriate numbers, we could have like a whole vote on whether or not the podcast idea is actually good, have a yay or nay thing going on, but people instead spend all their time watching like Joe Rogan and shit like that. Mm-hmm. So don't really have I don't think a vote would go really well.
I have an idea.
Yeah.
I have an idea, and then I also just remember something I wanted to say on jukeboxes and didn't. Will you permit that?
Sure.
Last week we talked about jukeboxes, and I didn't ask the question, or I was going to say on that one, let's come up with a jukebox, you and me, and we have to put all the 100 CDs that go in it. And I'm going to start with the complete box set of Metaphiles episodes on CD, which would be episodes 1 through 93. One episode per CD, because they're about 70 minutes long usually.
That's a good jukebox.
Yes. Very fun bar. And that would have only left us to come up with 7 CDs, but that was the jukebox episode. My idea for right now is, and it's sort of, you'll see why I remembered that other one, we should put all of our episodes in boxes so that people will do unboxing videos of them, because those are more popular than we are. They're not as popular as Joe Rogan is, but they're pretty close.
So they unbox the episode.
Yeah. They turn it all around and they're like, this is what the cover and stuff looks like. Then they open it, the whole episode plays. And they're like, all right, so it worked. Thanks for watching me unbox it.
Don't think it would go very well.
I see literally zero problems. But what's your layup ideas?
I see literally zero problems. This week it's kind of like a pertinent idea for this week. Welcome to Cicada Pod.
Oh, yes.
This is a podcast all about cicadas.
Pertinent. For anybody who doesn't know, Metaphiles Studios is located in Nashville, Tennessee, and
doxed.
Yes.
We just got doxed.
I doxed this. Bad. Anyway, Nashville's got a big cicada infestation going on right now, and please don't come here.
Yeah, you gotta stay out. It's too many cicadas. Probably will be for the next 10 years. Probably
yeah,
not.
if you cross the state line,
for the next 10 years, you probably should just not come to Nashville.
Don't come here for 10 years, because the minute you walk across the border, they're just gonna be smacking you in the face nonstop. I mean,
yeah,
you can't walk outside right now. But anyway, sorry.
Well, I mean, that's exactly why this podcast, I think, would be a great one. Educate people about cicadas, give them a little bit more of an idea of what cicadas are really like. Let's go have one on the fact tube while we're doing it. There you go, that's a cicada. And let's have some cicada ambiance going.
Sure, yeah. we're back. I beat the tar out of Jason, made him bring me my mug back.
Ouch.
Got no tar left in him now. I saw to that. Haikus in the world. You don't mess with a man's mug. You just don't do that.
Alright, let's do the facts. Come on, let's do the facts. Alright.
You don't mess with a man's mug, Jay. You don't do that.
Yeah.
We'll begin with the most famous haiku of all time. The old pond. Frog jumps in. Sound of water. We have a fan. Little garbage pail. A dog who loves a poem. He enjoys it barkingly.
What's the... Whatever, do the frog one again.
The old pond. Frog jumps in.
So wait, it starts with the old pond? That's not the title.
No, that's the first line.
Okay.
The old pond. Frog jumps in. Sound of water. Now that one does not follow 575. We wouldn't get to that at first.
It doesn't... Why would... so they've evolved over time?
They have evolved over time. Let's learn how. That was a haiku throat clearing. It was 17. Count them up.
It's my haiku. I hope you like it. Just like... So stupid. Okay.
Haiku is a traditional Japanese form of poetry containing 17 phonetic units or ons, which is similar to syllables.
Similar to syllables.
It includes a kigo, which is a seasonal reference. In that one I just read, the frog is meant to indicate springtime. And often contains a kareji, which is known as a cutting word. There is no exact equivalent to this in English, but it is said to supply structural support to the verse. Placed at the end, it provides a dignified ending, concluding the verse with a heightened sense of closure. When used in the middle of a verse, it briefly cuts the stream of thought, indicating that the verse contains two thoughts half independent of each other, indicating a pause both rhythmically and grammatically that may lend an emotional flavor to the phrase preceding it.
I'm jealous of that.
Well, Jay,
That sounds good.
I'm going to go ahead and say it. I think Metaphiles is a haiku.
Okay, I'm listening.
We do 5 syllables worth at the beginning. Then segment 2 is 7 syllables worth because there's so much information happening. Then 5 syllables again at the end when we go into the Y segment.
Okay.
And I think our kareji is Leopleus, which splits us into 2 thoughts and provides a rhythmic shift close to the end of the first line.
Well, we didn't even know that we didn't even wow.
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 This form originated as an opening stanza to a larger genre of poetry called the renga. At this time, this opening stanza was known as a haiku. But eventually, they began to be formed as standalone pieces. This was notably done in the 17th century when 2 masters arose who elevated and popularized the form. They were Matsuo Basho and Uejima Onitsura. They made a full split from haiku being only a setup to a larger thing into being a standalone verse that was meant to contain a full idea and mood.
Gotcha.
Bashu wrote the haiku I just read earlier.
Okay.
Onitsura, who was a poet for most of his life, then became a masseur, then became a priest. So, very talented. And here's one of his. No place to throw out the bathwater. Sound of insects. I can relate.
Yeah. He was walking through the woods trying to find a place.
Yeah, but he didn't want to throw the water on bugs. I also don't want to do that.
They're bugs. They got the whole.
Huh?
They got lives. They're just, oh, it's just a bug.
Oh.
No.
You don't know that bug wants to get wet. He already was in a puddle today. They were officially renamed the haiku by Masaoka Shiki, which was the pen name of Masaoka Noboru. He had a pen name in the 1660s. He was rocking a pen name. I didn't know they did it back then.
That's about the time Shakespeare was around, right?
I guess so.
We purport to be educated podcast tours, but he was either the 1600s or 1700s. He was.
I don't fucking know.
It really quite is. I mean, honestly, it's not pertinent.
Yeah, but like,
I don't want to say the word pertinent again. Like, I don't know. We're really digging the hole deeper here.
I opened the episode by calling the audience uncultured, and then I don't know when Shakespeare was doing
We look like idiots.
We look like assholes. We're never gonna get to sleep with Wayne at this rate.
Well, we're going to just edit this part out, so.
Yeah.
Anyways.
So he had a pen name,
Cool.
around the middle of the 1600s, as most people at that era did.
Yeah, cool.
It was cool. He was a poet, an author, and a literary critic. So even then, they were having literary critics around.
I dabbled in literary criticism myself.
Yes. I remember you being very critical of my haikus earlier.
Ooh. Ooh.
No, that's not true, actually. You weren't critical of them.
Thank you.
It was just a joke. Masaoka Shiki, this sumbitch wrote over 20,000 of the stanzas that are known as a haiku, on top of making it be called that. He wrote 20,000 of the damn things.
That's a lot.
That's... Hold on, Jay. That's
36,000 syllables?
340,000. You were very close. Good math.
I don't know about that.
Huh?
Your math is wrong.
17 times 20,000. The calculator did the math. The calculator did it.
Calculator, 34, that's right. Anyways.
Hold on, let me do some calculations. Give me a moment. I need to calculate this.
I need to calculate.
Around the turn of the 20th century, a Dutchman named Hendrik Doth, who was a commissioner in Nagasaki, was the first non-Japanese person to attempt the haiku. He wrote...
That's such a funny idea of, like, it's such a huge event, like, groundbreaking. Everybody in Japan's like...
Hendrik Doth is about to attempt. He's putting his pen down. He's written 5. There goes the 7. There goes the 5. Judges, does it contain Ekigo? It does. Does it contain a Kireji? He's done it! Hendrikdo Pesserin. That's his Dutch wife.
I love it, Japan. Yay.
Here's what he wrote. Lend me your arms, fast as thunderbolts, for a pillow on my journey. And everybody was like, technically correct.
Yeah. Yeah, I could write a better haiku like that out of my ass. Shit.
And as you have proven as judge, throughout the 20th century, imitation typically failed because people who were not Japanese failed to understand the principles of what made a haiku a haiku.
Mm.
They couldn't get it right. But it did, of course, eventually make its way around the world. In 1906, a Frenchman named Paul-Louis Couchoud, he brought him into France, and French people were like, très bien.
No. Yeah, let's have a haiku in French. That'd be impressive. Do something impressive on the podcast. Come on.
No. I'll do one in a French accent.
Nah.
Okay. In the 1920s, Japanese-Italian translator Harukichi Shimoi translates the form to Italy. And we both, of course, have our favorite Italian haiku. I'll say mine first. Oh, this meatball sub. Forget about it. So good. You gotta try this. Paisan.
Right. My favorite was, you come here today on the day of my daughter's wedding and ask.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
That was by the great haiku artist Stanley Kubrick.
Mm-mm.
Francis Ford Coppola.
Mm-mm. 1949, H.R. Blythe, an Englishman living in Japan, publishes 4 volumes that introduce haiku to post-war English-speaking world. And this is when it really kind of blows up.
Thank God somebody did it.
Thank God somebody did. And you and I, of course, each have our favorite English haikuists. And we will recite haikus by them now. Would you like to begin, or shall I?
God save the Queen. Wait, God save the Queen. T. Love footy. Love meat pies.
Mm.
More tea for me, please.
Beautiful. And mine, of course, is... Oi, what's all this then? A poem what can have rules? What? That's bloody awful, innit?
Like poem being one word was perfect. That is translated into British.
yeah, in the old English spelling.
Oh yeah.
Then in 1960s in socialist Yugoslavia, they started doing one. You get the idea.
We're
gonna make fun of Yugoslavia.
Vibe.
I'm gonna talk about how it's cold there.
Yeah.
Jay, that's all I wrote down. I was in kind of a rush today.
Oh, no, that's fine. That's fine.
So that's all the facts we have about the haiku. Eventually it spreads to the whole world. Everybody writes them on their little
Well, it's
napkins.
good. It's good to know that somebody recognized that there was a gaping chasm of need for haikus in socialist Yugoslavia.
Yes, they calculated a chasm.
Yeah.
And they fixed it. And everybody in Yugoslavia is at least that much happier.
Could they fit any more happiness into socialist Yugoslavia? I didn't think it was possible.
17 syllables worth, I guess. So, we have...
I think I've swallowed like 2 spiders by my drink, by the way.
That's good for you. We have 4 minutes left in the segment. I'm out of facts. The facts were like a haiku in that they weren't long.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true.
But they were beautiful. I enjoyed learning about the structure of it.
What are some other things that aren't long and they're short, but they are beautiful? Mm-hmm. And no dick jokes, please. Oh, thank you. Just a little joke for you.
That saying no dick jokes was a dick joke.
Yeah, maybe.
Gotcha. You gotcha.
Maybe it's dipping into the segment 3 a little bit, but anyway.
Let's go. Let's do it while we got it.
I mean, I think poems do better shorter anyways, and honestly, even prose does better when it's shorter. Like Raymond Carver, his short stories are great. I'm a big fan of him, and his writing is such a. I would think the ultimate example of, I don't expect anybody to know it, but it's just like the ultimate example of like succinct, short form dictation. Like again, actual prose.
Yeah.
It's just so like compressed, and it just makes it fucking better. I think words do best. I think your If poem was magical.
Thank you.
It's one of the best poems. I won't go that far, but
I want to apologize if when I'm editing this episode I accidentally put the cicada noises back in over that whole thing you were just saying. I want to apologize if that happens. I'm just kidding. It won't happen. I'm just kidding.
Wow.
Just kidding. Jeez, I can't fucking have fun anymore.
Jeez. Yeah, no, that's all to say. I think shorter is better.
Shorter is better.
When it comes to words.
When it comes to words. When it comes to mini-me characters. Not to bring up Wayne again. When it comes to... punk songs.
Right. The Blink-182 song about his grandpa eating hot dogs and shitting himself.
Shorten it up.
Are you like waiting for the segment to be over?
No, I got it.
Like just like waiting?
No, I got an alert. You got one too. Spoiler alert, they were from the same person. Whoa. Uh-oh.
Maybe this is a good time to take a break. We don't have to go the entire thing.
Nah, you're right. It's haiku episode. Yeah, everything's a little shorter.
It's truncated.
Yeah. We'll be right back. We're back. We're back. It's segment 3. It's haikus and why? Why haiku? Why?
Avant-garde.
Why?
Avant-garde haikus.
Yeah.
Is it possible?
No.
It wouldn't be a haiku. It would
Right.
be... Oh, excuse me.
Because part of the history I skipped over is it eventually got to the thing where it has to be 575. So if you went outside of that, then it's not a haiku. And if you went inside of that, then it's...
We can still follow the structure. But yeah, it's so rigid because even if you follow the structure as previously discussed, there's a lot of other earmarks of a proper haiku that conventions.
Even if you just said 17 random one-syllable words, it would still be a haiku. It would be a bad one, but...
No, it wouldn't be.
Okay, well, let's together create a 17-syllable avant-garde haiku.
Well,
No, Trey, trust me.
Okay,
Trust me. It's going to
I
be
think
great.
you just did one with the Y's.
We'll do one word at a time. You got to do one-syllable words.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. Scotch.
Is
Mode.
unknown.
We can go unknown.
No.
But yours is making it make sense.
Well, let's stick with it.
Okay.
Let's restart.
Scotch is mode unknown. Or you want to start over?
Let's start.
Okay,
Let's
okay,
restart.
okay.
Has to be one syllable piece. My bad.
You start.
Bugs.
Warp.
Hold on. We gotta restart again.
Okay.
It's supposed to be pertinent to the moment at hand.
That's true.
That's
true.
a big part of it.
Right. Well, but are we going avant-garde? But not that far.
If we're doing one syllable at a time, writing a haiku, let's try and keep it conventional. If we're gonna do that,
Oh.
let's try to make it
Okay,
a
then.
normal haiku.
Okay, so
If
then
that's too much to do both those things.
Well,
at the
no,
same
my
time.
idea was that it would just be 17 words that don't have anything to do with each other. It would just be complete nonsense. But this is better. We're going to write a real one, and it's
Real
pertinent to the
conventional
moment.
one.
It's pertinent to the moment
Pertinent
we're
to the moment.
having.
Yeah.
I'll start. Cursed.
Moment. I'm sorry.
We're not even close to talking about why, by the way.
We should do.
Can I say why? Can I
Why?
say my why real quick, and then we'll come back to this? No, we'll just do this. We'll do this, and then we'll get to my why.
Let's try to say the why one syllable at a time. Haiku. Let's write a haiku about why.
Oh no, I have
syllable at a
one.
time.
I have one I want to get out. But let's do this first. Let's do this first. And I'm gonna start over. It's not gonna be cursed.
Okay. Okay.
And you say words that are one syllable long.
I'm gonna try my best.
Okay. Mug.
Warm.
Time.
Slow.
Laughs.
We.
World.
Sat.
Mike. Spelled M-I-C.
In.
Studio. Oh.
All right, why haikus? What's your why?
In the haiku episode, even the haiku is shorter. So that's the end of that haiku. That's the whole thing.
Well, obviously, they're about convention and they're about having specific. They're about following very specific rules, which, like, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of that in terms of writing poetry.
Rules?
Exactly.
Here's my why.
What do you got?
Not that I disagree with yours, but here's mine. Poems are too long.
Poems are.
That's too long, Jay. I sit down to read a poem. I look at the clock. I'm late for work.
Bad poems are too long.
I read that
There's a
poem.
lot of good
as-
poems that are short.
I've read it for so long. 6
Yeah. I don't-
lines?
I'm with you. I don't like long poems either.
I don't have time.
But haiku is on like the other end of the spectrum of that. Not that it's too short, but like too conventional, too stringent.
Yeah. For me to want to write one, yes. I will say I like I like when people just are like, it's this. It's got to be this. And that I don't think a haiku guy. I don't think that.
Hey, what do you do? I'm a haiku guy. I just I write them.
I don't think that Masayoka Shiki.
Uh-huh.
I don't think if he reads a thing that's 6 lines long, he's like, you fucked up. And he's just like, well, I write haikus.
Huh.
And it's like if you said, we're starting a band, and it's just going to be drums. That's it.
I don't know. I don't think that... it's not like that. That's not an analog, no.
Yeah.
Maybe it's conceited for us to be like, we know why haikus, specifically haiku. Like, maybe let's pull out a bit more. Like, why do you want to shorten a poem? Why would we want to?
Well, I'm defending the haiku or anything like it. I think it's cool. I think it's cool that there's people out there who are going to put a constraint on art for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
To be like...
I think
okay, here's a real analog.
Sure.
Somebody in the modern era deciding to make a film that's in black and white, maybe even a silent film.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
It's like, we know that there's more words than 17. We know there's more than that 17 words that are all one syllable. But I am going to do it only that way because it's interesting. It's a challenge for me.
I think limitations are very good for creativity.
Yeah. And the haiku, were I to have read some more of them, boy, crazy up there.
What's happening?
Oh, just little garbage pails doing stuff. Up there, loves haikus. What can I tell you?
He barks haikus all the time.
That's true. Arf, 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 etc.
So on and so forth.
Yep.
Ad nauseum.
Yeah, anybody that's, I'm sure, a haiku person, writer, probably every
We
once.
all know one.
We all know one.
We all know.
And probably every once in a while on the weekend, they're
Yeah.
like, you know what? I'm going 8 syllables 5 times in a row today. I'm going crazy. But then when it's time to really sit down at the desk and get to work, 575. And also, these poems are so long.
You mentioned that, yeah. Mentioned not liking that.
My
Yeah.
boss yells at me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Late again, huh? Let me guess. Frog jumped in a pond. No.
Sorry, boss. Sorry about all the syllables.
Sorry about all the syllables.
It's like that's your job as a corporate company that writes corporate haikus.
Yeah. We will, of course, be putting the hashtag haiku on this episode, and people who are real haiku heads are going to be watching
We're very
it.
sorry.
And we are sorry for all the syllables in this episode. There's been way more than 17.
Yeah. If we were really good podcasters, we would have uttered 17 syllables this whole episode.
Yeah.
And made it interesting.
Yeah. 5 syllables in segment 1. Here's what we'll do. We're going to now boil this episode down. This episode,
Ooh.
we're going to condense it into a haiku. We're going to take the moment that was this episode. We get 5 syllables for segment 1, 7 syllables
Oh, wow.
for segment 2, and 5 syllables for this current segment. Now, do we want to go back and forth? Because I don't think either of us can really be trusted.
We can't do it. We can't handle it.
Okay. So, I'll do one.
You think I won't do haiku? I'll do one.
I know,
I'll
yeah.
do a haiku right now.
Oh, no, I meant I'm going to do one and then you're going to do
Oh,
one.
okay.
That's all I meant. That's all I meant.
All right, man. Fine. No, good. Fine. I'm just saying, I'll do it.
Jay wants to fuck Wayne. We did a few accents. Ha. We can't say short words. That's a haiku about this episode. And if you go back and watch the episode, you will learn that everything that I just
This
did.
is Robert De Niro. If you go back and watch the episode,
you are going to find that was a very accurate haiku. Very accurate.
We talk about us. We talk about the world too. And we talk about
We can't say short words.
yeah. Well, we doing a
You are so close.
That's, I mean, maybe this is the most insightful thing we can say about tattoos, that we're capable of saying
Tattoos.
about haikus.
What the fuck's
Is
going
that-
on with you?
No, this is the most accurate thing we can say about haikus. Is a podcast is the opposite of a fucking haiku.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like go out and say whatever. It doesn't matter. The whole point is just saying whatever the fuck and just like chilling out and hanging out and saying any dumb shit.
Yeah.
Like whatever.
Some people would
It's
argue.
the opposite of a fucking haiku.
Some people would be sitting around if they were doing a Why Metaphiles episode of their podcast, then they would be having a structure in their podcast. If they were having a podcast that had no structure at all, but they happen to be talking about metaphiles, they could say, well, they have to do Leoplayas in the middle of it every time, or the approximate middle. So they are putting too much structure on it. They would look at us as rules guys.
Interesting. It's a spectrum. It's a haiku spectrum.
It's a spectrum, and we're on the spectrum.
Yeah. All right. So, where does haikus go for you?
Parade purgatory. Don't really think I'd miss them if they were gone, but I think it's cool that they exist. I don't go around reading them, but I like that people had an artistic idea and followed through with it.
I agree. I mean, like I said, I appreciate very succinct and very punctuated, very, punctual, or whatever the fuck, writing. I like very short writing like that. But putting it in such a rigid format, and there's even more to find out that there's even more rules about it than the syllable delegation part of it. I'm not a huge fan of that. Yeah. So yeah, those things kind of balance out. Just You can write a much better short poem without having to abide by those rules. I don't really think it's responsible for, very good shit. But, apparently it seems for sure that it's different if you're a native Japanese speaker. It seems like there's a lot.
In the 1600s, certainly.
Like, imagine English is your second language and you're trying to appreciate Shakespeare. I have a hard time fucking appreciating Shakespeare. Right? So it's like, it's kind of like that. So yeah, parade purgatory for sure. I agree with that. I know.
Yeah. The one thing about Shakespeare is when he says "thee," that means you.
Yeah.
So just if that helps.
You making fun of me?
No.
You making fun of me because I'm like homeschooled and shit? Is that why?
No.
I will smash your Pizza Hut mug. I swear to God.
Please don't.
You better.
Please don't. I think you're smart.
Let's have I think you're smart on the beats me.
I think you're smart.
Cool.
And on this one, I'm going to add the word J. 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 So then, I think you're smart, J. And right here, I'm going to add, my name is Zach and. My name is Zach and. My name is Zach and. I think you're smart, J. Okay?
Okay. I don't know what just happened, but I guess.
Well, you heard him say it. His name was Zach, and he thinks you're smart, Jay. So the mug is. The mugs. Let's just not smash any mugs. Okay.
Are you like actually concerned that I'm actually going to smash it because of what I did with the pine cone that other time?
In real life?
Yeah.
No, not in real life.
You should be.
No.
All right, what's the villain of Haiku? A podcast.
Yeah.
Maybe Michael Bay movie.
I was gonna say us, but
Just
we're not
us.
we're not the villain.
We've already done that.
We have, and it's I have no ill will towards. We just aren't good at them. Well, not at doing it together.
That's right. Most things we do better together, but not everything.
That's true.
Not everything.
Most things we do better together. That's a little song about me and Jay.
Okay, so what's the real podcast for the villains of Haikus? All right.
Yeah.
Not specifically us, but.
I almost want to cut out me singing that song just
No,
now.
no. Yep. The lesson of the haiku: be in the moment.
Yeah.
Understand the moment.
Yeah.
Understand the moment.
Yeah, if there's a thing a haiku does best, it's that.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess. I don't know.
That's really well. That's. I mean, when we do an episode on a topic that I'm unfamiliar with, I always learn a lot of things. And this week, my favorite thing that I've learned about this, because as we know, we say it all the time, we're an educational podcast.
Absolutely.
The thing I learned this week,
The
I love
main thing we are.
Yeah, first and foremost, is a haiku is meant to be in the moment, meant to spring from a moment. That's cool.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
I would
think
say...
that's excuse me.
Oh.
I think that's the earmark of really good poetry.
Mm-hmm.
It's tied to a moment.
Yeah. My favorite thing I learned was that, or the idea of this, the kireji, which is the cutting word, which there is no English equivalent for, but which I feel like I have a firm understanding of inherently in my writer's brain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great lesson. Be in the moment, and in this moment, let's come up with a twist. And the twist is...
I got the twist.
Okay, what's the twist?
Haikus were created by Hallmark to sell cards.
Oh.
Yeah, it was the idea of some guy from New Jersey who worked for the Hallmark Art Corporation.
Yes.
And all this research is just like retroactively injected, into like Wikipedia and shit like that. And like the Hallmark company just like made up the idea of haiku to sell cards, just like Christmas and like Coca-Cola and all that bullshit. Valentine's Day, or whatever the fuck, Easter.
Mr. Matsuo Hallmark, CEO of the Hallmark Corporation. Okay, that's the twist. Everything in this episode is shorter. We'll see you next time. Hello there. It's almost the end of the show, but not quite. I'm Zach Caffrey.
I'm Jason Ford.
And you just watched the episode of Metaphiles that you watched, and now you're seeing this. And it's the part where we say, it's like us. Subscribe to us. Comment about it.
Get on our shit.
Get on it. Build a little community with us. You're all a part of it. Mm-hmm. It's a nice little world we have here.
It's just a big ball of liking and subscribing and comments.
And it's wonderful to do. And you like doing it, you do.
You do.
You do.
Yeah, you do.
And this week, why not make a comment about bye.
Bye-bye.
Files.